Hey, what's up everybody? Today I have got a video about an awesome clone of a niche fragrance that's been on my radar for a long time because of the similarity to a fragrance that I used to love and burn through a lot of bottles of. So I want to tell you all about it, but before we get started, please be sure to click subscribe if you haven't yet. I know from my analytics that the vast majority of you are not subscribed, and I've got videos coming out every couple days, and I hope you'll join us. Also, as we get going, let me know down in the comments, are there clones that you've found lately or maybe that you've known about for a long time that you want people to know about because it's just that good? All right, so we're talking about a clone of AMOUAGE Reflection Man. And this is one that I didn't even try until years after it came out, but I knew that it had a similarity to Le Male. And to some degree, it does. There are some definite differences. I think actually Reflection Man and even this clone are more relevant now than Le Male is. I think that it kind of fits in better with the vibe, fragrances that are being released now. But there's still a similarity, and so there's a nostalgia factor with this one that I really dig. So this clone is from the house of Khadlaj, I believe is how you say it. And this is called SHIYAAKA Black. If I said any of that wrong, I'll get it right when I put the text across the screen. But this is a beautiful clone of Reflection Man. I actually was just in a department store maybe a couple weeks ago and smelled Reflection Man and just thought, why have I not ever at least picked up a clone of this fragrance? Because there are a couple clones. So I got online, started to do some research, and I found that several of the guys that I really pay attention to and respect their views on things said this is absolutely the best clone of Reflection Man. And having just smelled Reflection Man, a few days earlier before getting this one and comparing it now, I absolutely agree. This is a killer clone. And so again, this is SHIYAAKA. And so Reflection Man is a sweet, aromatic, fresh, warm weather fragrance. You could really wear it all year round. It's very versatile, but it's a sweet fragrance. It's not overly sweet, not cloying or anything like that, but it's got some sweetness and some aromatic freshness. And I love sweet fragrances that you can wear in the warm weather. It's a little bit powdery as well, but not overly so. It's not like baby powder. It's similar to Le Male in that regard that it's a little bit powdery. The thing that's really strange is whenever I look at the notes of Reflection Man or of this one, they don't really seem to match the fragrance profile. Whenever I read the notes of Le Male, it seems to more accurately describe the fragrance profile. But I'm going to tell you what Reflection Man lists, and this one is just about note for note listed for what Reflection Man has. So the notes are rosemary, pink pepper, and petitgrain in the top. So you've got a little bit of an herbal feel, and you've got some pink pepper that's definitely got some sweetness and a little bit of spiciness. So you've got a little bit of sweet, spicy, fresh spicy coming right off the opening. And then in the mid, you've got jasmine, neroli, orris root, and ylang-ylang. And that floral heart is where you're going to get a lot of sort of the brightness and the alluring factor of this fragrance. Ylang-ylang is sometimes called like a narcotic scent. There's something about it that really sort of draws you in. And so this one's got orris root, which is iris, and it's a fresh iris. It's not the star of this show, but it's definitely something you can pick out. And then you've got, neroli, which can smell kind of orangey, and a little bit of jasmine. So it is a floral fragrance in that there's a really floral heart. But whenever I smell this, I don't think floral fragrance. I think aromatic, sweet fragrance that just comes alive during the heat. And then finally in the base, you've got sandalwood, vetiver, cedar, patchouli. The patchouli and the cedar and the sandalwood, or at least the sandalwood and the cedar, it has in common with Le Male as well as a couple of other of these notes. But the sandalwood does give it sort of a soft, creamy feel in the base, and the patchouli does also give it a little bit of kind of an earthy sweetness as well. But the thing is, whenever I switch over and I look at the notes of Le Male, and this is just the way fragrances are sometimes, but Le Male has notes like mint, cardamom, bergamot in the opening, cinnamon. It's got orange blossom in the base. It's got vanilla, tonka bean, amber, sandalwood and cedar. So, to me, Lamal, the notes sound sweeter right off the bat, and even the tonka would explain probably where the powderiness comes from. This one, whenever I read the notes, there's definitely things I can pick out and say, hey, that's why it smells the way it does. But the sort of, aromatic, sweet, spicy, slightly powdery feel you get from Lamal, you get something very similar in this one, but there's a little more texture, there's a little more life and a little more intrigue to this fragrance than there is with Lamal. And that's speaking both for AMOUAGE Reflection Man and this one. So it's just a really great fragrance. If you ever in a department store, if you've never smelled Reflection Man, go ahead and spray it on. I did notice with the niche, the transition was a little more dramatic between sort of the sweet, fresh, spicy opening, and then in the dry down, it went into something almost reminded me of like fabric softener sheets. This one is kind of right in the middle from the opening to the dry down. There's not as much development. It's sort of like if you could take the dry down and the opening of AMOUAGE Reflection Man and move them a little closer together with less transition in between. That's what I get from SHIYAAKA Black. But overall, I would say it's, who knows how you put numbers on these things, but probably 90% similar. It is beautiful. It's perfect for spring, summer. I think it would also work well in fall. In the winter, I usually go for something heavier, but this is an awesome fragrance. You can get this for around $30. I believe I got it on Amazon, maybe Triple Traders. I've been buying from a lot of places lately, but it's in that $30 price range on a number of places online right now. So highly recommend it. I love fragrances like this for the summer that are different than a blue fragrance, or they're, different than just a real citrus dominant fragrance, something interesting that really sings in the heat. This one is a great clone of Reflection Man. Let me know if you've tried either this one or the original or one of the other clones. I know Paris Corner's got a clone as well. And what do you think of this DNA for the upcoming summer? All right, thank you so much for watching. Again, please hit subscribe and enable notifications so that you'll know as I've got new videos coming out. I'm Justin, and this has been SHIYAAKA Scents.